In this video, you are not going to see any Lamborghinis. I'm not going to make millions on one single trade. And I'm not even going to look that presentable. Yes, I might even be in my dressing gown. But what you are going to see is a realistic approach to trading and balancing life as a full-time mother. Join me on my week trading the Forex markets this week and juggling two hyper preschoolers. There will be blood, sweat, and tears, and that's just me. But this is the reality of day trading for me, and it's not all about Wall Street and private yachts. It's about putting in the effort on the charts. It's about working when you are tired. It's about balancing the demands of life and still managing to make it as a trader. So I hope that you enjoy this vlog. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make this every week because it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy for me. So please, if you enjoy it, remember to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All of the software that I will be using in the video will be linked in the description below, and let's get straight into it. Morning guys, so it is Monday morning. It's about 10 to 7 in the morning. I've been up around about an hour now. My husband's just gone to work and my dog's been pretty nosy. And I think because we're in that transition towards winter, the mornings are really dark and my boys are still in bed. So I'm going to take advantage of the morning peace and quiet and go upstairs, look at the charts, do my watch list because I didn't get a chance to do this at the weekend. I usually do my watch list at the weekend when the markets are closed because it just gives a lot more clarity when you go on the charts knowing that you can't actually trade. But I didn't get a chance to do that because I had a super busy weekend. So I'm going to go up now before my boys wake up, do my analysis, see what the markets are saying, check out the news. I had a quick look at the news on my phone last night, so I know that there's no super news out today. In fact, it's a bank holiday for the dollar today, so I'm expecting it to be fairly quiet. But I've got a few things I want to do today. I'm not actually going out with the boys today, but we've got lots of jobs to do at home and I've got my exercise to do as well. But I've got a lot going on this week. I've got my boys full time. My two boys, Sam is 2.5, Theo is 1, full time with it. They're not going to be on the camera that much because we're trying to protect them a little bit. We both agreed, me and my husband, that we would wait until they were old enough to decide when they want to be on social media. So for that reason, they're not going to be on the videos very much at all. But I do have them all week. We have a few things going on this week. We're going out, we've got things to do. But I'm going to try to fit my trading in around my lifestyle, which is basically how I trade lately. And I'm going to share that process with you along the way. A different approach to trading is sneaking into your office so that you can work, making sure you don't wake up the kids. Hey guys, so this is going to be a quick version of my weekly watch list, working whilst the children are still asleep. First step is to do the checks for news analysis, and for that I use forexfactory.com. Just a quick look to make sure there are no super news events that I need to be aware of, so that I can take this into consideration with my trading. So today, Monday the 14th, as I said before, is a US dollar bank holiday. I'm not quite sure what it is. Columbus Day, which means for pound dollar it's probably going to be quieter, and if I trade pound dollar today it should probably be in the morning, taking advantage of the London traffic volume. Oh my days, I need to wake up. Tuesday 7 AM we have got major news for pound dollar, claim account change, which is basically the main news. A little bit for the dollar in the afternoon. I don't really fuss so much about the orange impact. Wednesday a CPI, that's a big one for a pound in the morning. Hopefully that'll bring a bit of volume. Moving on into Thursday in the afternoon for US dollar, we've got core retail sales and unemployment claims, so that should be quite a good day. Hopefully that'll bring some volume in as well. And then Friday for the pound, we've got retail sales in the morning. So we've got little bits of news trickling in throughout the week. What I generally do with that is, if there is news for the dollar, such as on the Thursday, I won't trade until that news has been released at 1:30 GMT. Whereas like tomorrow, there isn't any news coming out for the dollar, there's just a pound in the morning. So I'll generally wait until the major news has been released, and then I'll go to the technical charts and see what that means, what's happened, whether we've got a bias on the direction, and then go from there. So my gameplay is today and tomorrow I could trade during the London session. Wednesday I could trade after the London's news has been released, although I'll be out Wednesday morning. Thursday I'm waiting until the New York session to trade, and then Friday is pretty much after 7. Jumping onto trading view now for my chart analysis, and I primarily stick with trading pound dollar. I can trade more, I have traded more, but quite honestly I make my weekly target trading pound dollar, and at the moment, as you guys can tell, I'm a bit pushed on time. I don't have the time to really follow many markets, so I just take what I can get. I hit my weekly targets on pound dollar, and most likely when my boys start going to nursery, start going to school, then I will start to trade a little bit more, start day trading more pairs, and should get a bit more exciting. But for me, it's good enough trading pound dollar. If I don't ever trade anything else, it doesn't really matter because I'm making my money from pound dollar. So it is a bit of a focused approach to day trading. So let's start off with the weekly time frame. I'm going to just remove the indicators to make it a little bit cleaner. So analysing the price action here on the weekly chart, we have been coming up. We had a push above this fair value gap with this large bearish candlestick down. So we drew the liquidity from there. Last week we did have a bearish close, but it was very, very small compared to the other candlesticks. It's a very small range. Not a lot of volume. Price is still moving down slowly, possibly losing its bearish momentum. We've got this larger lower wick, which means the buyers have come in here. We have formed another fair value gap, so I'm going to draw that in here from the low of candlestick number 1 to the high of candlestick wick number 3. And then in the middle, we've just got one big gap down. So that could be a nice area for price to come back to if we're looking for a push up for an entry short, but it's a bit early to calculate that. First, let's go to the daily time frame, and we can refine this fair value gap here on the daily. Looking at candlestick 1, 2, and 3 would be up here. So we've got that nice gap down on the daily. Fair value gaps on the daily tend to be, in my opinion, the best way of using them because the daily is the highest authority time frame when it comes to intraday trading. It's better, it's more reliable than the faster time frames. I like to do my analysis on the daily using key levels, and then I jump to a faster one for entries. But anyway, this isn't a strategy video. If you want a strategy video, I have got other videos which I'll create a link to above. And of course there is my book. Not meaning to flog that and all, but if you do need a starting point trading Forex for beginners, it is a good place to start. Just jump back onto the weekly because I'd also like to mark this little level here, which is the low of this pullback on the weekly. So if we then jump to the daily, I think this could be an interesting area. I'm currently consolidating underneath that. I think we might get a rise above that level to this fair value gap, which could be where the sellers will be waiting to come down. That's one trade idea. From this technical perspective, I'm definitely looking for some sort of pop up this week and then maybe a come down towards the end of the week. Alternatively, if price breaks this low here and continues down, I'll be looking for scalping short positions in line with the overall downward momentum. I'd be surprised if we see that, but it could happen. And whilst we're on the daily, I'm going to mark there's another fair value gap I can see right at the top. I quite like the ones that are the furthest away because if we do get a lot of buy side momentum, we break this one, this would be the next port of call because we had this big bearish candlestick down, and it's from this one that price then found a lot of momentum to the sell side. So we could get another pop up here to this one, maybe a rejection, could form a nice head and shoulders pattern before we see potentially another bigger drop, like a long-term pullback. Something like that. So they're the two scenarios for me for looking for sells on GU. Well, 3 scenarios really. 1 would be up to this one, see some sort of rejection. 2 would be up to this one, see some sort of rejection. Or 3 would be breaking this and going down. Obviously there's no clear way of knowing it's going to do down. It might go up and just blast through this, blast through that, and carry on up. But these areas are good to draw out because it gives you an idea of where you're looking for a reaction. If there's no reaction, then follow the momentum. And dropping now to the 4 hourly, and for this I'm going to look at the most recent price action. What happened last week? I don't usually use trend lines, but let's just have a look. I used them a lot when I first started. It just didn't really give me the accuracy I was looking for, but they can be nice if for anything else to just show you where the trend is. I mean, that's quite a nice one there. We've got 3 points. 3 points is usually the minimum amount of points you want for a trend line. So it's just consolidating very slowly. I'm looking for momentum really before I get into this big sharp push up, big sharp push down, and then maybe another one in the other direction if it's a false breakout. But we can see here the closing candlestick has been green and we're currently pushing up. Now what I like to do is I like to drop to the 15-minute time frame to get some more data here. And let's have a look at the actual structure itself. It's a lot easier to see when the candlesticks are tight like this. So this was a low, this was a pullback, this was the new low, got a pullback here, got a new low, small one, but it's still a low, pullback up here, and then there's the most recent low. So ideally, all of this in between here is no man's land, really. It's all under the authority of this lower high here. Which means that until we get a strong break, even if we get a break out of this trend line, that's why I don't use trend lines. They don't really represent too much to me. I prefer to use structure. So I'm going to remove them so I don't confuse you guys, but that's just to highlight this downtrend we've got. But until we get a break above this horizontal line here, which is the low high, the most recent pullback, then this is all still classed as short potentials because we're still in this downtrend here. We need to get a big break. I'm looking for a strong break above this level and ideally the weekly level. I think price is going to be drawn to the weekly level. That'll be interesting if we get a pullback, maybe a little bit of consolidation, be a good entry for a scalp long, or if we go up and we immediately get a strong push back down, false breakout, could be shorts. I'm going to just add on my previous daily high and low and also round numbers above and below, institutional price levels. So we can just see the context. So that was Friday's high, Thursday's high. So we'll be breaking 2 previous daily highs to get to that level, which means that's quite a good push out of this consolidation. So I'm going to set an alert. I'm going to set it just above the institutional price level because there I know that price has broken 2 previous daily highs. I know it's pushing up, but it gives me time to just get onto the charts and have a look at what's going on. Then be prepared. And then I'm going to also put one down here at the low at a break of Friday's low. Ideally it would need to break this as well because it's the bottom of this consolidation, but that's my strategy, is trading breakouts of these key levels. And one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my fib tool from this recent pullback. I'm going to drop it at the overall low down here. And the 3 optimum trade entry points are in fact here, placing it in the middle of this Friday's low. I don't think it's going to really do much. Usually I would consider getting in an entry at the fib, but I think because we've just been consolidating for so long, it's getting a bit tired. I'm very cautious to just get short in this fib level, but I put it there because I like to observe it. I'd be surprised if I get into any trades this morning, because I think we need some time to see a clear directional bias. In fact, I'd be surprised if I get into trades today, but we'll see. That's basically my weekly analysis for GU. From there, I will monitor that on my phone, adjust the levels, adjust the alerts, follow price, and hopefully get some trades. Hey guys, welcome to my car. I thought I would do one of these car video clips that everybody seems to be doing. Just for the record, not driving a Lamborghini. Not yet anyway. I say not yet. If I had the money to drive a Lambo, I'd probably choose something else. Personally, I quite like Mustangs. What do you reckon? What's your favourite car? Let us know below. So it is Tuesday morning and me and my boys are off on our little adventures. We're going climbing today. We're going to an indoor climbing wall because it's a wet all day. But we wanted to get out of the house for a bit. Looked at the markets this morning. We had big pound news release this morning, which made it shoot up a little bit, but it's still consolidating. I think it needs to pull back. I think it's just going sideways because it's figuring itself out, and I don't want to get caught any more than I already have done in that. So I'm just waiting for a clear breakout now, a clear directional bias, and then I will look to get in. So I'm thinking maybe later in the week, probably Thursday after we've had the big news release for the dollar, but we'll see. But I didn't really want to talk about technicals or news for trading. I wanted to talk about another aspect of trading that is totally misunderstood, or can often be misunderstood, and that is the importance of mindset. So there are three major pillars of trading, in my opinion, and that is technicals, which anybody can learn, but ultimately we have no control over. Risk management, now that is crucial, and quite often that can be underestimated as well, and that's something that we can control, and that makes a massive difference to our trading. And mindset, which is something we can have control over, even if people don't think we can. Everybody has the power to have control over their own mindset. It's all about just having the desire to, and then basically doing it. And there are loads of aspects when it comes to mindset that you have to take into consideration for trading to equip you with skills that will give you an edge on the market. I'm talking about discipline, I'm talking about having patience, I'm talking about having mental fortitude, I'm talking about not hitting pheasants. There are many ways that you can use mindset, and one of the things I wanted to talk about in particular in this little mindful section of the blog is ways to combat stress. There are loads of techniques out there that you can utilize to help you to deal with stress. I mean, I think pretty much everybody experiences stress in some way, whether it's financial, emotional, relationships, health, whether it's being woken up from the night from the baby. Everybody's got their own stress, but it's how we deal with it and it's how we manage it. And some people may prefer different techniques. So for me, one of my biggest and favorite ways to keep a good mindset, to help me to keep my stress levels down, is exercise. And it's so simple, it sounds so simple, but it's amazing, and it does wonders for you emotionally, mentally, and physically as well, obviously. Another brilliant way, let's just get around this corner. Another brilliant way to manage stress is different types of meditation and mindfulness practices. So there are many different types of meditation. I've been meditating for longer than I've been trading, actually. I've been doing it for a long time now, and I love it. Even if I don't get time to do it as often as I would like to. But for example, last night I was struggling to get to bed. I was wired. I was thinking about different things I've got going on with my trading. I will talk to you later, so make sure you're subscribed below. And I really wanted to go to sleep, so I knew I was tired. So I started doing some yoga nidra, which was lovely, where you're just relaxing every individual muscle of your body, feeling it sink into the ground, into the bed. And I got to shoulders and I found myself start to drift off, and then one of those little monkeys in the back seat woke me up crying. But radical acceptance. You just have to get to a point where you try to manage these things, and then the things you can't, you just have to kind of accept it, get on with it, and see the funny side. It can be hard to do sometimes. So we did that. I came back to bed, and then I still carried on. I went back into it, and I carried on from shoulders to head. But my point being is that there are many ways that you can help your mindset, and if you haven't got any kind of personal growth practices in place, I definitely recommend it. Creating something personal to you, whether it's exercise, meditation, yoga, walking in nature, doing something fun, playing an instrument, whatever suits you. Hey guys, so just a quick clip here. So I just took a trade long on pound dollar, but I got some major warning signs on that closing 1 hour candle. We had two. Really? No, Thea didn't do anything. It was just my little setup. In fact, Thea's not helping because he's rummaging about under here. Come on, watch your heads. Right. So I just closed my long position on pound dollar. The previous two 1 hourly candles were bearish. The one that just closed was really bearish, so I just didn't trust it. The market just feels too unpredictable at the moment, and with being down one on the week already, I didn't feel like it was the time to push it. So I've just taken a loss on pound dollar, even though I said I wasn't going to trade. Classic. And you can probably hear why. It's a bit mental today. And quite honestly, I feel myself slipping into emotions a bit here. I'm being tested by my boys, and I think that probably because I'm sharing the experience in this vlog, I'm feeling like I am making myself maybe push the trade in when I usually wouldn't. So I'm going to really kind of slow down now and probably stop looking at the charts tomorrow, because I'm waiting for Thursday for that news switch, when I think that it'll be a bit easier to see where the directional bias is. But as it stands, I'm down 2 on the week, unfortunately, and I should probably go and see what's going on over there. Another beautiful morning in the UK. Feels like we're in a cloud. Oh, my poor dog. Jack, come here. Oh dear. Can tell I'm not used to vlogging. I completely forgot that he was left outside in the rain. Poor Jet, you were soaked. Let me see. Here you are.
Hi. Theo.
It's Theo. It's Theo. Okay guys, so I've just closed my position on pound dollar. I got into it this morning. I got into this trade this morning for a reversal, and I had a 1.5R target, and then I was aiming for a larger target to leave a runner aiming for 4 times what I was risking. However, as prices pushed up, I got my 1.5R target hit, so I'm up. And price came to 2R, and it's kind of coming up to New York session. There is some news being released at 1:30, so obviously that can affect the charts. And me and the boys are ready to go to the park, and basically I'm pretty much done for my work today. So I decided to just get out of the position. It's taken out the losers I had earlier this week and put me up 1.5R on the week, which is my weekly target. So as far as I'm concerned, I could have possibly have left that to run for more, but I'm happy to just, as my husband would say, I'm happy to just take the cash and dash. So I'm going to have some fun with the guys at the park, and I'll catch you in the next little clip. All in all, it's been a long and arduous week balancing trading and looking after my children. It started off with some losers and it got pretty tough, but ultimately it is about perseverance, discipline, maintaining the right mindset to continue on and perform the best, making the best decisions and managing risk. And it paid off in the end. I managed to bag a good winner, which put me back up in my account and allowed me to hit my weekly target. Let's check that out in more detail. So I'm going into my account history here. And this is the account that I trade with the prop firm, the 5%ers. I'm just going to make sure I've got this on the correct week. Yep, that's right. So you can see my loser, my break even, my loser, and my two winners that put me up just over my weekly target, which is 1.5R. I took these trades in my live account as well, so they are both growing quite nicely. But you might be able to understand this a little bit better visually. So I've gone into my dashboard here with the 5%ers. I'm currently enrolled in a hypergrowth program, still working away, heading towards that target of 10%, which is $2,000 on a $20,000 account. And I'm getting very close, and it is all about just staying focused, being patient, staying disciplined. That's my approach anyway. There is certainly a way to hit this target a lot quicker, but as you guys can see, I am a very busy person in the week and I don't have the luxury of being on the charts all the time. I don't even get to take my trades on the charts. I have to do it on the go from my phone. So as far as I'm concerned, I am just very happy and content making profits every week. I know that I can make more, and that time will come when the boys are at school. But until then, I am focusing on taking the best trades. My equity curve is starting to come out of the sideways consolidation I had been experiencing, which is nice, and I'm working my way up. There's some useful metrics here as well if you want to look at your account stats. The 5%ers provide that facility, as well as all of the history of the trades that you've taken. Now, they do have 3 programs available. It's not something that I would advise you to do if you are a complete beginner. Naturally, you need to get profitable first. If you are a complete beginner watching this, I certainly advise you to start off in a demo with a paper account using fake money. Focus on getting your skills up to scratch, getting a profitable strategy, and getting consistent. Once you are consistently making money, that's when it is advisable to transfer to live money, making live trades in the market. But using a small account size to start off, focus on your risk management. Once you get more experience, once you get more confident, you may get to a place where prop firms are a good idea for you. That's where I'm at now. And it's basically a way that you can trade a company's capital, so you get access to a larger account size if you don't have that yourself. So it's a good way to make more money. Now, the 5%ers have 3 different programs available. They've got high stakes, which is a higher risk program. They've got hypergrowth, that's the one I'm enrolled onto, and they've got bootcamp. And these programs, the one I'm on, hypergrowth, and the others, have this amazing facility where they don't give you a deadline, which has been a massive game changer for me, especially for a lot of traders, because it removes the pressure of trading. It basically means that you can take as long as you want to pass the challenge, as long as you respect those rules, which mostly means not hitting your max drawdown. So for me, I've got a stop out level of 6%. So if I go 6% underneath the opening balance of 20k, then I lose the account. And so I just manage my risk to reflect that. So I risk a very small amount of percentage per trade to give me so many buffer trades, if you like, before I hit that max loss. I can talk about this a lot more detail in a separate video. If you're interested, let me know below in the comments. Meanwhile, if you want to check out some more information on the 5%ers, there is a link below in the description, and I've also made a separate video reviewing their program. I find it so interesting to reflect that there are so many styles of trading. Everybody's trading journey is their own, and you will get the high-riding Wall Street traders with their flashy suits, their flashy cars, private yachts, and that is okay. That is their style of trading. And you'll get other styles of trading. This is my style of trading. It's real, it's down to earth, it's balancing a profession with family commitments. It's focusing on the small steps, it's focusing on the growth. But ultimately, it yields really sweet rewards that will compound over time. I'm not saying that you're going to see me in a flashy suit with a private yacht. I've got my own goals I'm working towards, and I'm just so happy to be on this path trading because I know that I am heading towards those goals. And I hope that these videos help you out in making headway towards your own goals as well. If they do, please help me out in return by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel below. and I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.